There was a family, business-driven family, consists of a father and three sons, and they're in a meat business. They've been this for business for years. The father felt that he has two smart sons, and the third one is not too smart. And he felt that his legacy will go away if this third son is not getting smart. It's a family-driven business. So what to do? They're too smart, one is not smart. I want to leave my legacy behind with the three kids here. And there was a recession. And then that recession followed by depression. And by the way, I've always been asked what is the difference between recession and depression. And I remember the last time I was asked, it was in Singapore. And I stood up on the podium and told the reporters, I'm not an economist, please. I'm just a speaker. But I could give you the way how I see recession. Recession is when your neighbor loses his job. We call this recession. And they say, okay, that sounds good, but how about depression then? I said depression when both you and your neighbor loses the job together. So that is depression. Anyway, so they were running through a serious depression. And the two sons being smart, so there was a new mall opened in the city. So each one of them felt he was so smart, and they captured the two corners of the mall. So one of them with a meat shop, and he took the extreme corner. The second son, he went to the other extreme corner, and he put another ABC meat shop. And the father was telling the son, look how the third one, look how the first and the second brothers are doing great, and they open in the main side of the mall. And I was hoping to keep my legacy in you, that you could do something smarter and do something best. And the son, he said, I'm really too smart, but my father's not realizing how smart, how talented I am. So what this guy did, he went to the middle of the mall, and he put, this is the main door, right? Of the mall. So that shows that people are really talented. So sometimes never underestimate the thing. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, rabbi shrah li sadri yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. By all means, this Congress is totally different. First of all, we just completed a dream of mine, which is 10 years. And when I started this, I stood on this podium, I remember it was February 22nd of 2009, and said, in 10 years' time, I'll be wrapping up with this. I can see brighter future by exchanging the knowledge and other. And then here we go. It was Sunday. We have just completed 10 years this Sunday, right? So please give me a hand. Thank you. The beauty of this Congress, of this great audience, that you have to keep demanding and keep asking. Otherwise, they will never give you a face, So please bear with me, yeah? All right. And the other interesting news that it was 22nd of April, last Sunday, that I have completed 4 years with SEWA as the chairman of SEWA. And the beauty of this turnaround, there was a lot, when I was, and I'll be highlighting on the presentation next after the opening ceremony of the exhibition. Are you still ready to stick around till that time? It's just another half an hour. So you're not going back home? So you're sticking around. Thank you. So there was a lot of debate in the city. Who's this guy and who's gonna, and there's a lot of people are really pitting with each other that I would not even complete maximum 2 to 4 months maximum. But I'm telling them, here we go, 4 years now, right? So that is a challenge that I've taken, and alhamdulillah, this is all. I strongly believe in yourself, your abilities, and on top of that, you have the spirituality and the way how you see the world and you view the world. Yes, I made a difference. I'm happy at that difference. I've written a book, and that experience, which I have, it's one of the toughest experience in my life. There's a fact here, there's most of the audience, they don't know. I was the youngest general manager in the history of Sharjah. I was at the age of 25 years when His Highness has selected me to be the general manager of Sharjah Charity International. And up to now, I'm holding that record. Up to now, even throughout the last at least 45 years of the history of Sharjah, there was never a gentleman was given 4 big departments to be run at the same time, and they were running and a very successful. 10 years, I was running the Sharjah International Airport, the Hamriya Free Zone, the Sharjah Seaports, and the Sharjah Customs. 10 years. And I was running like a yo-yo every single morning from department to another. So that is another success story that I feel proud of. And no one has ever broke the record. Yes, sometimes you have to show what you're doing. As I talk this morning, and that is one of the strategies I do in life, is I believe leaders develop leaders. Leaders create leaders. As of today, when you screen the government of Sharjah leadership position, talking about the chairman or the managing director or director general or general manager, 7 of them, as of today, they used to work for me for the last 10 years. I mean, throughout the 10 years, I was able to develop 7 at the moment they are leading. Right? So I'm really proud of this achievement. The reason I say this is because really we need to learn from each other, to network with each other, and to adopt the best practices, how we can create a difference on the mind and the heart of the people. And I always say, if you're driven by a certain philosophy in life, you can do wonder. Does anyone here remember my 3 R's, the last Congress I was pushing for and talking about? 3 R's. Altaf, I'll give you 1,000 if you answer them. Huh? No. Review first. So you lost the 1,000 anyway. The second? Reflect. That was the third. Reframe. Right? And what did we mean by the review? Review is, there are 3 R's. If you stick with them, they will help you throughout the life. All right? The first R, because, remember my name, right? Remember my name, right? My name is Rashid, so it starts with R, big R. So the R, first one, starts about review. Reviewing is about sitting, looking back, and evaluating the most important lesson learned in your life. There's a lot of important lessons learned, so you need to note them down, right? This is about review. Then reframe, just network with the right-minded people. What those good lessons, how you just reframe them, keep them on that context, that you are guiding principle. Now I have 3 new R's for you. Are you ready to listen to that? Someone tell me how to write them to give it to me. So the one who I ask, I can give it to you this way. Is that okay? On a cup of tea anyway. This is what I find for you. But bear with me, because I want people when they're here to keep adapting and writing down. Because if you don't jot down, if you don't write down, then you lose the beauty of the knowledge. So please don't wait for those lazy days, I'm calling them, of my life now. Everybody wants everything to come to them right away in a golden plate. Okay, please take it. This is my flash drive. It has all 1,000 slides or 100 slides of what I have done for the last probably 10, 15 years. So you want to take it just like quick things to do, and probably you change your name and say, this is mine. It's not fair. So please try to adapt to the philosophies now. Let us go back to the basics, right? So are you ready to build your pencil? Are you ready for another 3 R's? I promise you, they will play a role in changing your life for a better humans, right? First is refresh. Are you ready to refresh? Refresh is just take a new look of your life, new lenses, right? Look at the heart, the soul, right? The mind, and again, have a new look, new idea, a new way of looking at things. So that is refreshment. Refresh your thought with the stories, success stories. Stay away from those negative and bad stories. So we need you to refresh your mind, your soul, your heart with this. Second is you need to renew. Renewal is about relationship. Today itself, not tomorrow, this moment, while I'm speaking, please put 1 or 2 or 3, the most important relationships in your life, and do something about them today. You may send them even while you are sitting here. Hey, love, I'm really missing you. Yeah, Dad, you've been doing so much marvelous for us today. I became smart because of you. I'm attending one of the international program conferences here. My sweet wife, I'm really missing you. I'm here, but you're miles away from me, but I feel your soul is with me here. Just keep saying this. You may still send a message to me, I don't mind, right? Right? Say something good, please, yeah? I'm missing you, Rashid. You've been so lovely. You're so kind. It's been 10 years now. You look totally different person than earlier. I wish you still the same thing. Everything has changed, including your face, except your principle stays the same, so I don't mind. Thank you. Do that. And revive. Revive is about the relationship with Him, whomever you believe, your Father, your God, your spirituality. Anything gives you that sense of direction, timeless principles. Connect with Him. Revive the relationship with Him. So the 3 R's now. Altaf, another 2,000 dirham. Yeah. All right, so you have note them down. No, but I said you have to say them by heart without writing them. So again, you lost another 1,000 here. It's good that we have Muhammad Ishaq around from the Al-Batha group. So he's in the finance side, so he could really check on you on this, right? You lost now 2,000. Right? When it comes to the project lately, I'm really proud of great achievement of His Highness. He's just spent almost 5.5 billion dirhams on Khurfakan, Sharjah Khurfakan new road. Probably some of you have heard about this road, and the magnificence of this project is one of its kind. He was with His Highness, and he said, Rashid, listen, this was my dream 14 years back. 14 years back, I want to challenge this great mountain, one of the biggest and huge mountain on the way from here to Khurfakan. And he said, Rashid, 14 years back, I brought a couple of great consultants from all over the world to help me out. Most of them, they say, Your Highness, this is a joke, and why should you do it? I mean, just too much now for that time. You don't need to do it. It's too difficult. You need machines, special machine. The temperature is so high here. You cannot compare tunnels here with the tunnels in Europe or some Asians. They put 1,000 reasons why it cannot be done. But here we go. When you have someone lives the dream and live the passion, live the love of his country. He said that I did not let that dream to go out from my mind for the last 14 years. And I knew every time I go to the Khurfakan I look at the mountain and say, the time will come where I really penetrate through you. I cut the best of you, because I really need you to help me. I said, yes, literally I was almost speaking to the mountain, telling that there will be a time when I'll be driving through you. So he was, and this is what he thought. Whatever your mind could conceive, it will achieve, right? So he was achieving that. He can see his car actually running through that huge mountain for 14 years. And he did it. So he deserves a big round of applause from all of us here, including myself. And we do have universities around here, at least 5 universities this morning. So please take this as a case study. We're fed up of McDonald's and Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola. I don't mind, we don't need them. We still need them. I mean, they are still inspirational brand, passionate brand, if you would, in a way. And they're brand with purpose. But we do have something great in this part of the world. It is pity that you do something so remarkable, so achievable, attainable, and really with a lot of dedication, commitment, and love. But it's not studied for the next generation. That's not fair at all. And that's why, for that reason, I have written about 8 years back my first book called My Green Journey in Hamriya. And in the first introduction, I said, why this book? And I felt really in pain to write it after probably 8 years of success story in Hamriya, that an idea struck my mind at night, and I woke up, I said, yes, I need to write you down now, it's the book. Because there was such a remarkable story. When I took off Hamriya Free Zone, we had exactly 68 companies. I still have the numbers with me. I lived them with 12,000 companies for 10 years. So it is a remarkable success stories, and most of the global brand, they sit there in the free zone. So you could imagine the way how the progress was done. But if I did not share this story, who would then? And it will just gone with the wind. But that story should be really shared at the university's campus, the students, especially in the business management. Let them see something from this part of the world, right? So the same thing, those success stories. And my journey in Siwa, the same thing. When I started, and now I've given myself a commitment, not less than 10 books, and that is my promise to everybody here, if I'm still around on this earth, that they will be written about that experience, because that was one of the toughest experience. It's not only for me, for the society also to accept and digest. And for that, I started to devote, because I have a passion. People say, where do you get the time from? From where? We all have the same time. It depends on how you spend that time. Some of you now, they've been on the phone since I started talking, right? And some of you, I've been capturing their full attention. So it depends on how much you really want to invest your time in. So this is a quality time, and that is not quality time. Now people talking to you, and they're playing with the phone. And you talk to your son, your wife, and they're even the beloved one. And you say, they are the most important pieces in my life. And when the wife comes, or the son, or the daughter comes, and I have this important email on this, and or WhatsApping, Instagramming, or whatsoever, and they're talking to you. So where is the quality here? So don't cheat yourself, don't cheat all of us. So the idea of we're getting here together is to have the best learning. We know that the economy is not doing well. So we just sit now, please refresh. Have a new lenses. We're sick of those people. If somebody here in this room telling you, the economy is not doing good, I think we need to shut down, we leave this country, or whatsoever, please say, okay, you're not mine. You're not my buddy, please. I need someone to give me inspirational stories. Believe me, the world is too big to accommodate all of us. And you listen to some of those, in what they call themselves, environmentalists and sociologists, and they say, we need 10 times of the size of the earth. Why you need it? For what? What's the use? The earth itself, which we are living on, at the moment, it can accommodate even 10 times of our populations. And it has resources for all of us. It's just a matter of going and discovering. It's just about this going and discovering. Seeing is believing. You have to walk and you have to see what's happening in the world. Don't start to give those negative stories. We know that we're living in negative, but try to have a refresh, again, lenses of what's happening. I keep saying this, carrying this, whenever there's people talk about financial crisis, because I've been invited. I spoke to more than 65 countries for the last 10 years. I'm happy to say that 65 countries I've spoken. And none of the country I went out to that, I'm proud of my local dress and the way how I look. Whether it's Halloween for other, or this is something, not desirable dress they want to see me with. But I come with that dress and have that respect on this dress too. To share my success stories and to tell the people about, especially when there's about, financial crisis and almighty crisis and how almighty fall down, all those negative things. I said, we're human. Crisis created because of human, and they can correct it because of the human. So let us build on the other side of us. I don't want to give more, opening remarks or inspiration remarks, but this is something we really need to look into. We need to give us, a source of inspiration and how to move for a better tomorrow by sharing the success stories, looking at the other side. The earth is too big to accommodate all of it. The resources are just too much to make each one of us as a billionaire, but just a matter of going and discovering. There's a big difference when you just drive by a lagoon, your car, for the last probably 10 years if you're attending my conference. And there's difference after the conference, you stop your car and just walk for about 2 miles and try to visualize the sounds of the sea, what people are trading on, what they're doing. You see a big difference, right? So you need to move, be on the dancing floor. We had enough of just being and getting something on a gold-plated things. Don't believe those who are telling you the earth is too small, we don't have resources, tomorrow morning is gonna rest. I mean, we've been created by one. The way how you call him, Allah, God, whatsoever, your unseen spirituality, unseen force, whatever. But we've been created by that force. I don't think that we are his sons and he will leave us alone to die just like that. The only thing we need to do is to turn. There was a story in Germany where a gentleman went to a barber shop and he had his hair cut and he has, clean shaved and he was looking so pretty, so catchy, so well. And he was just about to leave the barber shop where the hair cutter said, okay, sir, you know what? I said, what? He said, I don't believe that there is a God in this universe. This universe is a lousy universe. He said, how come? He said, if God loves us and there's a universe, why you have those problems? People are getting killed every single second of the world now. Things are scrambling. We have typhoons, we have this, and that. So the guy was frozen. He couldn't say a word for him. And he said, okay, anyway, I've been coming to you for the last 7 years now. You're my barber, you're my preferred shop. So next time I'll be still coming to you. But I don't have an answer now. In his way back, he was stopped by one of those hippies, those sort of people who are jobless, and he had such a long hair, almost 1 meter hair, one of the guys. And he started looking at him and remembered something. He said, "Hey, buddy, can you please come close to you? Can I say something?" He said, "Yes." So he went to him and said, "Would you mind if you just come with me? I'll be escorting you to the barber shop. I've got something to tell that barber about you." He said, "Yeah, with pleasure. That's fine." So they went both inside. And he said, "Hey, buddy, hey, barber." He said, "Yes, yeah, you're back again, yeah?" He said, "Yes, I have a problem here. I don't believe that there's barbers exist or haircutters exist in this world." He said, "No. How come? You just had your haircut." He said, "No, I don't believe that you exist anymore." He said, "No, we do exist. This is not debatable at all." He said, "Well, if you exist, how come this gentleman has this almost 1 meter long hair? If you exist." And he got the message. He said, "The only thing that when you told me that we don't go back to him, whomever your spirituality force, because I'm not preaching a certain religion here. You go back to him. If you go back to him, you'll find the answer. The problem, we don't go back to him. And whenever we make any remarkable success, we say that I did it, I'm a great person. It is your connectivity with the world, with the universe. And that is the missing. You need to open up. There's a big difference in English between true and truth. We have English-speaking people. This is their language, not mine. But there's a big difference to be between true and truth. And this is what you need to differentiate between. So if you need to have the answer, please catch me after the break. Because my people said, "Yes, you're the speaker. You're the co-founder. But you have to shut up now." So I'm shutting up. Thank you. All right, thank you.